So Nathan, barely months into the season has finished, but from your point of view, the rest never really stops, does it?
No, I probably had a week, and the phone starts to go. But it's football. We love it, and it is non-stop. And being a manager, it is 24/7. It was a tough season, but I'm missing it already, in all truthness, and I know the players are as well.
Yeah, and in terms of the players, already got a couple tied down announced. Saw before the end of the season, Dan Rowe and Lewis Ritson tied down. Just how key, especially Ritson, so you've got to manage his game time accordingly going to that new season.
Yeah, I don't think we need to manage it now. He's going to, we did at the end of the season for obvious reasons. He'd been out a while. With it's a bad injury, a cruciate injury, and you've got to manage it coming back, and that's what we did. Lewis was frustrated, but he knew what we needed to do with it, and now he's got an opportunity. We can get a full pre-season under his belt. I know the season that we signed him, I was doing some extra work with him. He was frighteningly fit, and that's the aim again, to get him back to those levels, and he'll hit the ground running in, come the new season. I'm pretty sure of it.
And you mentioned about the form that he was in before he got that injury. Probably one of the standout performers, wasn't he, going into that?
Outstanding player. He was top class. His leadership, his decision making on the pitch. He gave us that element of speed that as a central defender that a lot of clubs need, and he was an absolute rock for us, and it was a major blow when we lost him. But he's been through a real tough mental battle, and I know now he's back from that. He's in fine fettle, and he's round to go for the new season.
Yeah, and in terms of the central defence, Harrison Bede announced recently as well a new deal for the next season, and given his form as well, obviously selection headaches for yourself, but a bit of versatility there as well. The fact that you've got those defensive options.
Yeah, well, we need them. It's a long season. It's a tough season. Players going in and out of form. Harrison, from signing from Brighouse, he's been a bit of a revelation, really. I knew he was a good player. I've seen enough of him in one game in pre-season to know that he had the attributes to do well at our level, and he's done exceptional for us, and he ended up being pretty much never present when he was available. But you're right, it's competition, and that's what all the boys need. It just pushes them that little bit harder to get the best out of them, and the good thing is they're a good group and they're all behind each other.
Yeah, and in terms of players retained as well, Priest Griffiths, another one that's been announced this week, and a player that you know well, obviously from previous clubs as well, but a really key part of that midfield, and again more versatility in terms of he can slot back into defensive required as well.
Yeah, he's a great lad, Priestley, and he's pretty much followed me everywhere I've been, to be fair. And I know what I get from him with the football. He's super composed, great decision maker, and when he's on it, he's a class above, to be fair to him. And we're seeing obviously with some of his goals last year, he's always scanning. He sees things that other players don't. So it's good. He like all the players, he needs a little refresh. It was a long season, and I'm looking forward to again getting him back in pre-season, get his mojo, and get him playing well.
Yeah, another player as well that just adds to the strength you've got in midfield, the likes of Adam Gell, Lewis Hawkins. Obviously they've always been key parts of it. Priestley as well. That bit of creativity that's got in him as well.
Yeah, creativity, but these boys they're experienced now. Hawks, he's played football league. He loves his football here. The lads love him. Again, he's one of those players that plays when he's fit. He's a big influence on a lot of the players when he's playing. He's got a bit of everything, Hawksy, a bit of an all-rounder. And Gelly, he came back to the club, and you could see straight away he was badly missed, and he settled in very, very quickly, instantly from the first game. But I'm really happy with what we've got, and by signing all the boys in the midfield that we had last season, it kind of shows that as well. So again, we just need to go into pre-season. There's lots we want to work on, some lots of new stuff. We want to introduce some things that we didn't really have a chance to work on last season, purely because of how busy it was and the poor start that we had. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the boys together.
Yeah, and hopefully as well a couple of new additions in the pipeline over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, there will be. It's one of those things. If you can get your business done early, great. But there's always players becoming available. Like I say, I've had agents and lots of players on the phone. Good players, but they've got to fit into a structure. They've got to fit into a budget, and it's just working around that. But like I've said on many occasions, I'm very, very happy with 95% of the squad that we had last season. It was a case of just tweaking it a little bit. We would like to add some competition at the top end, but you know, I'm happy with Fewster. I'm happy with Connor Simpson, Josh Starr, players who, you know, are going to be playing at the top end. So it'll be what it'll be. But ultimately, you know, when we go into pre-season, things might happen then. But if we start the season, obviously with the squad that I've got now, plus a couple of additions, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, and it shows the quality that the side do have. The fact that you look at, obviously, the nightmare start they had to last season, the fact that they were able to stay up, and you know, on the whole, you know, put up some good performances the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, and I don't think we always got what we deserve from our performances, because there's some brilliant performances, but we were just, as a team, it didn't click consistently enough in the final third. On certain games it did. Matlock, Bamber Bridge at home, Liversidge away, Atherton away. It's there. It was just doing it consistently. On our day we were unplayable. But this is it. You've got to be consistent, and you've got to have plan Bs, and you've got to find ways to win games. The league's a tough league, and I think next year or next season, it again, I say every year, it's going to be tougher again. We've got Macclesfield coming up, we've got Worksop, long trips to Workington. It's tough, and for a small club like ours, you know, it's always challenging, especially the away games setting off at real, you know, early times, midweek. But we'll get through it, because the biggest thing about this team and this group is the changing room. It's the best changing room I've had. And I know the lads enjoy it as well, so they're all in it together, and you know, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and as much as you've been busy in terms of trying to bring personnel and returning players, just about another month off before the return to light training, isn't it? And that first pre-season game against Beverley here.
Yeah, and you know, we want everyone to have a rest, but with football, the lads are missing it already. You know, I've had plenty of conversations with them, and I know the way the game is now. It's not like it was yesteryear, where people come back a stone overweight. The boys will be fit, and I know they're doing things in their own time just to keep them ticking over with the base fitness, the personal trainers. But pre-season, we'll go in there, we'll do what we need to do. It's more about working on things and looking at shapes, and you know, that's what pre-season is really. Get through it hopefully injury free, and yeah, it's all a build up ready for the first game of the season, which we're looking forward to.